a while since we spoke about Virginia. And for me, sitting back and waiting to see how the world was going to eat up what we were being told by the mainstream. And this morning, we have, well, look at this. The continuation of this woman's legacy being stripped from her, right? She was extremely distressed about losing her multi-million-pound Prince Andrew payout 2 weeks before her suicide. What does that mean? Did someone do like a PayPal cash reverse? Is that what we're talking about here? Like, Virginia Giuffre was extremely distressed in the lead up to her passing and feared she would lose millions in a court battle with another victim of Jeffrey Epstein. Miss Giuffre was being sued by artist Ria O for falsely describing her as a girlfriend of Epstein in one of the convicted offenders recruiters. My phone has just died. Damn it. The £7.5 million lawsuit will now pass on to Miss Giuffre's Virginia's estate following her death on April 25th. The 41-year-old is believed to have received a fortune in a payout in an out-of-court settlement made by Prince Andrew, who was accused of assault, essaying her when she was 17 after she was transported to London by Jefferson. It was reported that he paid around $12 million in February 2022, a figure which has since been disputed. Sources close to Giuffre have reportedly said that she feared losing her wealth in the weeks leading up to her unaliving. They also said that the mother of three had become depressed over the collapse of her marriage and losing her teenage children to her husband. Virginia was extremely distressed in the weeks before she passed over. A source close to Virginia told the Mirror she felt like everything she had fought so hard for was going or gone. All right, so apparently this is the person who's suing her right here. Damn. What is going on? It's just... Oh my God, as well. The South, remember the South, obviously remember the Southport unaliving of those three little girls. And I say this for the people that don't live in the UK. The guy that did that, right? The absolute horrible individual has now attempted to unalive one of the prison guards by like trying to boil his face off with some water and some sugar, shall we say. And like I get very like stressed when people start talking about the unaliving penalty in the UK and things like this. Like it scares me a lot. So but we need to sort of reassess. Like there's prisons that like if you do some stupid crime that you've got to go and like do your 6 weeks or whatever. But here's the thing, Uber, he's being housed. He has been housed with other extreme terrorists, okay? And other like he's in like the worst of the worst place you can be, right? And they kept all of this out of the papers. They didn't want us knowing that they basically let a freaking T word slip through their fingers, or allowed it to happen. Because things got a bit spicy. I don't know if anybody noticed. Things went a bit mad. Went a bit mad after that event. Okay. As well as claims about a disgraced financier's tweet made under Miss Giuffre'S name, accusations of physical assault against Miss O, who maintains she was also a victim of Jeffrey. Miss O has strongly denied that Miss Giuffre'S claims, with her lawyer stating in court that filing and considering the high-profile nature of Jeffrey Epstein's, Ghislaine Maxwell, and Prince Andrew's story, knew that accusing O, a fellow victim of such horrible things, would maximize the spread and harm and damage to O. The filing added that Giuffre was maliciously reiterated and republished these defamations and slanders in prior and subsequent tweets and interviews on podcasts, TV magazine, as well as in her memoirs entitled Billionaires Playboy Club. These defamations and slanders by defendant are causing O great harm. Prince Andrew's legal team was reportedly set to use Miss O's lawsuit to attack Miss Giuffre after she sued the royal for sex abuse in 2021. He strongly... Hang on a second. He strongly denies the allegations that Virginia receives an out-of-court settlement in February 2022. The payout figure, which has never been disclosed, may have become clear as her estate is bequeathed to her estranged husband and 3 children. It comes amid reports that video footage taken by Epstein, which could show Miss Giuffre and the prince may be released in the US. It comes amid reports that video footage taken by Epstein, which could show Miss Giuffre with the prince, may be released in the UK. Will it? Maybe maybe it'll rain frickin' donuts. Maybe, right? You'll all actually like the frickin' live stream. Maybe. Doubt it. Get it done. You're grown-ups. The FBI have been reviewing tens of thousands of videos of PDF file Epstein, according to U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi. Meanwhile, legal partners filed by Ms. Giuffre prior to her unaliving last month outline her belief that the U.S. authorities hold footage of her having sex with powerful Epstein associates. Damn! Like, could you imagine, though? Like, could you imagine that you're a victim of these absolutely horrific... I mean, it's donuts, man. Like, I'm hungry. Like, I'm hungry right now. Okay. And I think before I did the live stream, I seen something about American donuts. And there's these things called bear claws out there, right? And they look a lot like what a yum yum is here. But a yum yum is like 1/5 of a bear claw. You know what I'm saying? And I always get stuck in my head. Anyway, no one cares. Thank you for the side quest. But yeah, could you imagine you're a victim of a case like this, and you've stood there, right? No, you're not stood there. You're all of this horrible stuff is happening to you. You're seeing it being recorded. You know where the tapes get stored. You see the seizure of all these things. It go to court. But your story never hears the light of day. Because it just gets what? Swept under a rug. And here's the scary thing. There was something that happened with Trump. This is years and years ago, right? Trump was about to go bankrupt, or there was something going on where if Trump had went bankrupt, one of the banks in America would have like collapsed or some madness, right? And it was a case of like he was too big to fail. And obviously they financially helped him out. He turned the ship, blah, blah, blah. But it makes you wonder, like, how much stuff is kept from us just because they see the distress and horror and trauma of one victim compared to the public outrage, the public trauma, to the reality being too great. Does that make sense? It's just crazy. Also, money. Also, money. Money does a lot of that too. It drives me nuts. Okay, the federal investigator sees a number of them following his